Hello YouTube, how you doing? This is Low Power. Yeah, I wanted to do a video. It's a basketball video. I just wanted to do basketball video on rule changes I'd like to see in the NBA. Real just lighthearted video. Just want to see what everybody else thinks. None of these rule changes are big deals, but it's some things I think are really old school, need to be done away with, and some things new school I think are just silly, just based on the concept of basketball being the basketball is within four lines. You got two 10-foot rims on each side. So one thing I would like to see done away with is the time-honored tradition of the jump ball. I think the jump ball, I like to see it. I like it at times, but I think it needs to be done away with because, one, it's unfair. Whoever is the tallest guy and has the quickest hops will get the jump ball almost all the time. Two is unfair because it's not only unfair, it's inconsistent. Because, first of all, what you have in the jump ball is two people jumping the ball, with the referee in the middle throwing the ball up. Now, the thing is, if you ever watch, just watch closely when someone does a jump ball. Sometimes I believe the referees will be having their own, ulterior motives and things, or they might like certain players. If you watch a jump ball, sometimes they throw the ball closer to the other player. That's one reason it should be done away with. And then the third reason is nobody knows the exact rules on the jump ball. Watch the jump ball. Where are the other players supposed to stand at? How close can they get? When the ball goes up, when can you touch it? I thought it was when it hits the apex. That's when you can touch it. But who can really judge that consistently? I think the jump ball should be done away with. It's unfair if Isaiah Thomas wrestles with, even though I seen Isaiah Thomas beat Bill Cartwright in the jump ball, but if Isaiah Thomas and Shaquille O'Neal wrap up for possession of a ball, then they're going to jump it between those two. That's not even fair. What sense does that make? How is that the fair way to decide it? So I think we should go and do what they do in college and just have a possession arrow. That's fair. I believe that's more fair. Anyway, another thing I would like to see changed. One of the new things we have is, it's not real new. It's probably, I think it came into effect maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, where they put in the paint where they right in front of the basket, they got that line, the restricted area. I think that's the dumbest rule one of the dumbest rules in all the sports. Why in the world, if I can run into that area and jump and dunk, if I could jump up and block a shot in that area, what is it about that area where if I got my feet planted and a guy run me over, it's automatically a foul on me? The restricted area is the dumbest thing in sports. Now, I understand that during the 90s, because of Detroit Pistons becoming experts at drawing defensive fouls and stuff, teams started doing it, and there were so many defensive fouls. Charges, drawing charges. Teams started drawing charges, and it became experts at drawing charges and flopping and stuff down there. And people get tired of seeing that in basketball, so they came up with the restricted area. And I think one of the arguments is that it's also to protect the players when they jump up. And I think it's really idiotic. It doesn't make sense. Now, to me, if you're going to have the referees, you pay them to make calls, to make judgment calls. They could call goaltending and things like that, and they could call charges outside of the restricted area. Let them call the charges inside the restricted area. Let them be able to earn their money and correctly call it. Don't just try to come up with this area to make it easier on them, so they can make a call that automatic call. Because you might have a guy who has 9/10 of his body outside of the restricted area. But because the tip of his heel is touching the restricted area, if a guy run him over, even though he got his feet planted, it's automatically a foul on him. It's stupid. Another rule I like to see saying, if you're going to allow zone defenses, what's the sense of allowing zone defenses and then at the same time have a defensive 3 seconds rule? That's something new. And is nowhere else in basketball, not on the college level, not in high school, not in any other type of competition, not in international basketball. But in the NBA, you have these fake zones and these fake 3 second defensive 3 seconds. I think it's silly. Either don't allow zones or allow zones. You know, I don't think we really need zones. I'd rather them not have zones. But at the same time, let me take that back. Let them have zones, but take away the defensive 3 seconds. Now, if you're worried about scoring and all that stuff, you want to have a high scoring time, okay. This is what you do. Knock a couple seconds off the shot clock, and the point scores will go up. Real simple. That's why in college they play zones. You can still score on zones, and it could be. And the reason why scoring is less in college is because they have more time on their shot clock and they play less minutes. So anyway, those are a few things I think need to be changed. I don't understand the over. I don't think we should have the over and back rule. If you're going to have the 8-second timeline and a 24-second shot clock, what's the problem with the ball going back court? You know, it's not like back in the day when you could do the 4 corners and just all day and then toss the ball in the back and you know, all that stuff. So, you know, but you know, that's not a big deal, the over and back thing. But you know, so there's a couple things I'd like to see done away with. Like I said, the jump ball, the restricted area, the 3-second defensive rule if we're going to have zones. And, you know, over and back thing, I don't see the big deal. So, I mean, you can shoot the ball from the backcourt. What's the problem if we go back in the backcourt? I don't, you know, to me, that's my whole thing is you're playing within these 4 lines. You got 2 rims, and everything inbound it should be in play. So what's the issue if you do anything within that area? So that's what I think. So you know, if you think of any other type of rules you guys like to see changed, let me know. If you don't agree with me, let me know. If you do agree with me on some of these things, let me know. All right, peace.